There are way too many unwritten rules in Valorant, and people expect you to know them even if you are new to the game or you have been playing for a while. These are the rules that no one talks about and have been developed over 4 years of Valorant history. And the reason behind me making this video now is that I see way too many people breaking this first rule, and that is the first to enter the site should always check the corners. If you don't, then your team is likely to lose to a rat player. And the second person responsibility is to trade the kills if the person in front dies. You don't know the number of times that I have died due to the person in the front not clearing the angle. Another rule is that in Ascent, when the first person enters to site A, they have to always close the door. Closing the door will protect the team from the opponents in the garden and make it a lot easier to enter the site. The only time when you don't close the door is if your teammates are pushing through mid or catwalk. Our other rule says if you see someone hovering an agent, you do not, I repeat, you do not lock it. It clearly means they want to play it, and if you want to play it, you can ask them nicely or you can just wait for another game. Talking about agents, if you are playing a new agent who has a post-plant lineup, you have to learn 1 or 2 of those lineup. You don't have to spend hours learning them. You can just learn them in between the rounds on YouTube. Just search the map and the agent and you will find plenty of videos. And talking about YouTube, you know there is another unwritten rule that you should be subscribed to Gameplays, aka me. For videos like these and for tips and tricks and more, do like the video. It will help with the algorithm and it will also motivate me. Thank you. Now moving on to the next rule. If you are playing Omen, you should save your ult for picking up the spike and planting most of the rounds when you are in attacker site. And when you are in defender site, here is a quick tip for Omen ult. If you decide to ult behind the enemy, you can always smoke in one side and ult somewhere around it where opponents won't see you. You can always get some free kills like that. And if you are Sage, you should always wall mid in split and do this wall in B and do this wall in icebox and this wall in Ascent. Another rule is if your teammate and opponent are in 1v1 or the only player remaining in your team is your teammate, then you should always say AFK in the chat. We and the opponent both know they are not AFK, but we have to say it. We never know. Now talking about the gun that everyone hates, Odin, don't use it. Just don't use it. Don't be that guy. The only time when you can use Odin is if the opponent uses it first. And if you are Fade and Soamin, I understand it's fun to wallbang, but don't. Stop it. It's not fun. If you use Odin, then the opponent will also use Odin, then the whole match will be ruined. And similarly, don't use Hop in Deathmatch. Most of the time people are there to just warm up and practice their aim and have fun. Yeah. Now talking about the sprays, if you see your teammate having the same spray as you, you should also do it. You guys are now bonded and you guys will be together forever. And most importantly, if you have this Omen spray, especially this Omen spray, you should always use it and dance with it. It is the most important rule out of all. I'm not being biased here because I'm Omen man. No, how could you assume that? No, I would never do that. I won't. Right? Now moving on to another rule is for people who love to listen to music while they are playing. I mean, I understand it helps you to relax, but don't do it. It will just ruin your game and make you lose. You can listen to it in the middle of rounds, but don't disturb your teammates. And the biggest no-no is when you have died and your teammate is in clutch situation, listen to me carefully. You should never play the music in team voice chat. It will just make them play bad because they don't hear any footsteps, they don't hear anything, and it will also make you lose, so do not disturb others. Our next rule is for Phoenix men. When you are going to heal yourself with your fire or wall, please do it somewhere far away from your teammate. Don't do it around your teammate, don't be that guy, please. And next rule is that if you're planning to lurk or push, do check if you have spike or not. If you have the spike and you die in some other site or somewhere where it will be hard for your teammates to retrieve it, then you will just cost the game to your teammate. Another important rule is don't steal the ace from another guy. If you see that they are in 4 kills, just help them to get the kill, go and distract the opponents, but don't steal it. Don't be that guy. Also, if you are bottom fragging, don't blame it on your teammates or shout at them. It's your responsibility. You can be having a bad day or a bad game. We all have those. Or you are just a bot like me. And don't use any excuses like you are duelist, you should have more kills, or Omen, where are the smokes? When the smokes have already been used and you did not push when there was smokes. I'm not sharing any personal experience. Yeah. And the last few sets of rules are: you do not pull out the gun during a knife fight. If you do, you are a bad player. And talking about the bad players, you should mute the chat if there are toxic or bad players in your opponent. They will just make you tilt, and when you are tilted, you will just lose games, my friend. You should always shoot the color bags and bind. And if there is a player named I miss her, then GG, you have lost the game. Or if they are in your team, then you won the game. If your teammates look at you and wiggle their gun, it means they want your gun skin, and most probably they will repurchase you the skin most of the time. In Deathmatch, if the opponent pulls out a knife, so will you. It's a knife fight now. Talking about the all chat in Deathmatch, you don't use it. The only time when you use it is if you need a feel for your comp match. When the game ends in Deathmatch, you should always get a last kill. And talking about the voice chat in Team Deathmatch, you don't use it. Only time you use it is to make new friends or relax, and no need to try hard during that time. It's Team Deathmatch, just chill. Another set of rules is you don't peek early at Lotus A site and Ascent B site. Opponents like Ray, Sova, Gecko, KO and more throw their utils here. While defusing bomb, if you have your ult ready and your teammates don't, then you have to let them defuse so that they will get a ult point. You can have it if they are not around, then tell them to refuse. If no time left, then you can defuse. When you defuse the spike in bind or when it is about to explode, you should always go to the teleporter. Nowhere else than that. Not to hookah, not to U-Haul, or not to showers. When you and your team have agreed to all rush a site, don't stay back. Fully commit to the play and you will have the site most of the time. When you die, you have to say revive me Jet. You just have to say. When the round ends, you shall not use your ability. You need to save it for later rounds. When you die, it is your responsibility to ping the spike. Now next rule is for competitive. Do not surrender in competitive. You have a chance to lose a lot of RR when you surrender compared to when you don't. And our last rule is that you should always make smiley face in the pre-round with your knife. It is compulsory. It is something that you should do no matter what. And that is it for this video. Do subscribe for more videos like these. Do like and share the video to help with the algorithm and to motivate me. And for all the people who have subscribed to me, thank you, bye bye and take care.